Brigadier Hemant High Court to Professor Sai Baba, who was charged with carrying out anti-national activities by helping the Maoists. Supreme Court reacted proactively and nullified the ruling that was given by the High Court, taking him off the punishment hook. This was a very welcome step to take because it is well known as to how Sai Baba was helping the Maoists. The next point pertains to the next point pertains to the defense exhibition which took place in Gandhinagar. It was an important event, and in this event, what was important was that focus was on what is made in India. So anything and everything made up by the Indian companies was showcased, and it was a good place where the security forces could see the products physically. Uh, uh, this occasion was also used by our country to invite the defense ministers of African countries to visit the exhibition and get products from there which are useful from their country's point of view. All in all, this exhibition resulted into large number of orders for India's private defense sector and also from the foreign vendors. The next point is with regard to Kashmir, in which uh, soft targets continue to get attacked by Kashmiri terrorists, and in this case, two laborers were killed in the area of Shopia. Army keeps on neutralizing the killers of innocent people at regular intervals, but eliminating all the hybrid terrorists is a very challenging task, and protecting the soft targets is also very difficult. So therefore, such killings will continue in the days to come. Next issue regards to the Chinese website which is stealing bank details from innocent customers. What is important is when you get a link from a website which doesn't have an Indian origin, it comes in the form of gifting something, giving, sending best wishes, sending messages, etc. Because of festival season, the fraudsters from China have been trying to get the bank details. Therefore, the Indian Computer Emergency Response Team revealed that these messages, which have a link like xyz.top.cn, etc., should not be used, and these are fake messages. So it is very important to stay safe from such frauds. You should never share your banking details with anybody, especially online. Before opening up any website, you should read the URL carefully and keep an eye for suspicious extension. Next issue is United Nations Security Council counter-terrorist meet which is being held. Now this is going to focus on the use of drones by terrorists. Now what we have to understand is the terrorists have been using the drones very well for smuggling arms, ammunition, and if one has been following the Punjab news, more than 100 drones flights took place into India from the Pakistani side, which was responsible for transporting narcotics into our country. 10 to 11 kgs has supposed to have been carried out at each time. And just as late as today, some weapons and arms were caught by the border security force on the Punjab border. So United Nations Security Council keeping a watch on drones usage by terrorists is a good move. This will ensure that the world unites against the perpetrators of terrorism. Next issue is with regard to AK-203 rifle, which will begin its manufacturing in India by the year end. Nearly 6.5 lakh such rifles are expected to be produced. The next issue is with regard to defense exports. In the first 6 months of the financial year 2022-23, we have exported arms worth 8,000 crores, which is a very good performance. The next issue pertains to the environmental security of the National Capital Region. I repeat, environmental security of the National Capital Region, basically Delhi and around. The annual air pollution season has started. The Delhi government had banned use of crackers during Diwali. It was not enforced properly, but still the pollution because of crackers was much less this time. However, the farmers continue to burn stubble in their fields, thereby thereby increasing the air pollution. The toxic fumes that remain suspended in the air after the stubble is burned not only adversely impacts the health of millions of people who are left grasping for clean air, but it also causes incalculable damage to the environment and the agricultural field. There are many solutions available for stopping the burning, but the state government and the central government has just not been able to implement it. The farmers are not willing to implement. They are not bothered whether their burning of stubble results in death in the national capital region. The next issue is with regard to a joint venture between India and Russia, in which supersonic missiles are going to be exported. BrahMos Aerospace is in discussion with Indonesia, Malaysia, and Vietnam for new orders. This is basically for countering the Chinese forays into the South China Sea, which endangers these countries. The next issue pertains to the external security. The terror attacks in Pakistan has increased by 51%. The turbulence in Pakistan continues. There is a battle royal which is going on between Imran Khan and the Pakistani army. And the most important is that Pakistan has been taken out from the FATF Financial Action Task Force list. They have been taken out from this list. So therefore, Pakistan will now continue with its activity of sending terrorists into India. Why was Pakistan taken off from the list? Obviously, they were supported by the United States. Why did the United States do it? Because United States think Pakistan is important to neutralize the Russians and the Chinese in, let's say, in Afghanistan, and also they are useful for, let's say, creating a problem for Afghanistan, for Central Asian republics, etc. So therefore, Pakistan is getting a soft treatment from the United States, which is not good from Indian point of view. Now, next issue is most important. It is from the point of view of change of government in United Kingdom. 44 within 44 days, President Liz Truss was had to resign simply because the economic policies which she was following were not helping the country. It serves a lesson also for India that when you carry out populist economic policies, then this endangers the national economy. Now there are many politicians in India who are promising free electricity, free water, free rations, etc. Some political parties are also talking about starting the old pension scheme. This is a disaster for the economies of the state, and this must be stopped by the voters. The next issue is regard to Xi taking over Taiwan by rhetoric. It increases the risk of a war. Xi has taken over as a president of the country for third time in succession. In fact, he is expected to be a leader for the lifetime, and is one of the most important priorities as far as Xi is concerned is basically going to be taking over of Taiwan. Therefore, Xi's taking over poses challenge for India as far as the national security of the borders is concerned, because China will continue to counter India by launching an all-out hybrid war. So we need to be careful in trying to analyze every action of China and also responding to it. Now, China has been trying to stop terrorists of Pakistan being declared as world terrorists, and this issue is something which India should make all-out effort and bring it in front of the United Nations Security Commission that China is grossly misusing its power as a permanent member and ensuring that the terrorists which have been recognized as terrorists by the whole world are not nominated because it wants to help Pakistan. Now, USA, United Kingdom, has decided to block Chinese recruitment of British military pilots. There was a news that British military pilots will train the Chinese crew. The UK is going to stop it. Uh, uh, One important issue has been that the Biden administration has announced a new export control policy on artificial intelligence and semiconductor technologies. The aim is choking off China's access to the future of artificial intelligence. These restrictions block all leading AI companies such as Nvidia, AMD, etc. from selling high-end chips for artificial intelligence and supercomputers to China. These actions demonstrated an unprecedented degree of United Government's intervention and United Nations policy of strangling Chinese technological industry. Of course, China will hit back, but it is one thing is very clear that this is going to be a big setback for China's technological companies. Technological interdependence with China is a major threat to India's security, and China can leverage its technological linkages to steal secrets, spread disinformation, carry out surveillance on all, hold infrastructure hostage, and leap ahead in the economic competition. So therefore, we need to substantially reduce the flow of technological products and services and inputs to and from China. Now, another important issue is there is a very interesting article in one of the foreign journals which talked about the decade of India. Basically, what it is saying is that today's technology has become a nucleus which is, around which the next phase of growth is going to take place. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics are playing a crucial role in strengthening India's capabilities in every sector. So this is definitely improving India's efficiency, India's economic efficiency, India's defense efficiency. And Indian government is actively supporting the Indian defense industry to manufacture state-of-art products inside India. So this is actually helping and thereby ensuring that India's exports, arms exports, etc. are increasing. India has already laid a foundation stone of a very important semiconductor ecosystem, and many other developments of global partnership and investments have unlocked huge opportunities for India's startups and technological companies. Strategic partnership with the right foreign companies and the right allies will further strengthen India's defense industry and make India Atmanirbhar. India faces many challenges, and the only viable solution is to shift to make in India technology for defense sector so that we are able to prepare for all kinds of challenges. The most important news of the week was Chinese President Xi Jinping getting a third-year term. Now, this is both a threat and an opportunity. Xi has been as belligerent as he was always, but the world's second largest economy is in the throes of slowdown triggered by draconian zero COVID policy and the Russia-Ukraine war. The accelerating pace of China's nuclear expansion is a major cause of concern for everybody. The, though India did not find a mention in Xi's address, the presence of military commander Q. Fabaco, who was injured in the Galwan Valley clash, is a very clear indication as to what Chinese policies will be. The PLA's modernization drive is definitely a threat to India, and it is important that India's armed forces considerably raise their level of battle preparedness, and the challenge of task of achieving jointness in the three services under the supervision of the Chief of Defence Staff is a very important aspect. I'll stop here. Jai Hind, and do share this video with as many people as possible.